All right, questions for Coach Long.
Nice to have your full complement of receivers.
It is.
You were so limited in the spring.
No question. I mean, just to have that speed and experience, and guys just being able to save each other's legs throughout practice. We go pretty fast, so I think it helps the whole group. We're blessed with a pretty good amount of depth. I mean, it's really the only place I've ever been to. You had 3 legit groups, so it's been good. The guys are able to stay a little bit fresher and practice harder because of it.
Both Michael Pratt and Coach Fritz have talked about how the play set, the number of plays that you can run is higher than they've had
right
before. Just what is your philosophy on that, and how many plays do you have?
I mean, it's really more about the players. I'm trying to find out who our guys are, and we do carry a lot of offense because I don't want somebody to be able to take a certain portion of our offensive way in a game. So being able to move guys around, ask them to do a lot of things, they see how much is going to benefit them. So, they're learning it because they're getting the ball. So, they're having an added incentive to do it. But it's just something I've always done. Everywhere I've been, we carried a lot, and kind of just find out what we're good at and build off of that, what our quarterbacks are good at, and our top skill guys are good at, and just kind of mold it throughout the year towards that.
Looked like Pratt had a pretty good day today. I know you look at, you're pretty critical of guys.
Right.
How did you feel?
No, I mean, I thought both quarterbacks have had solid days. They know where they're going with the ball. Obviously, have a couple of rust just from the first 2 days, but I thought they both finished really well towards the end, which is what you want to see happen. You want them to struggle. I want our guys to go out there and make mistakes. That's the only way you learn and get better. But to learn from it and not keep making the same mistake, I think both of them do a really good job of that. But really like the way the whole group finished. I was got after them a little bit after yesterday just because I didn't think they played at the speed they needed to play. But overall, the execution's been really good. We just need to keep playing faster, just keep being more physical in everything we do out there. And we do that, we'll be all right.
Pratt said when he looked at his last season, he looked at his mistakes rather than what he did well. Is that what you preach? You want?
I want our guys to be confident, but we're going to confront demand from our players, right? Good players want to know the truth, and both of them are good players. They don't need you to pat them on the back and tell them certain things. They want to get better. They want to be the best, and when players want that, they want a coach who's going to be honest with them and upfront and demand certain things. And you go and see all the great things, but to learn and get better, you got to make mistakes, and that's the only way I know. And then you demand it and keep pushing, keep them in situations that are high pressure. And when game day comes around, it's a lot easier for these guys. And I think they're realizing that. But, overall, I think we just got to keep being a grittier group on offense, keep learning how to practice harder each and every day. And I think the guys do that and start believing in it. It'll be a fun group to watch.
Jaquan Jackson is a versatile guy, and you can just see how much better he's gotten just as a pure receiver, too. How valuable is he for this?
No, I mean, he's huge. He's a veteran guy that played a lot that missed spring. He still has a ways to go. He started with the ones, and he had to take some of the twos. But he's got to if he keeps pushing himself, he can be a great player in this conference. His ceiling is unmatched. Very intelligent, but he's still working himself into shape. You miss spring ball, that's a lot of running you miss. And you can run all you want out there on your own. It's different when you get into the intensity of practice. And I think guys are seeing that. But he'll be fine. I'm glad we got him.
Is part of it the fact that you guys want to get him the ball so much that he has to be in that kind of shape? I mean, there was a string of plays I think he touched it every play he was in. Yeah,
if you want to be a good player, I'd suggest you be in shape. You want to touch the ball multiple times. That's what I tell them, and they see that and realize it because I ask them to do a lot. We don't go one side with the receivers. They got to move and be able to do different things and diversify and add value for themselves. And the better they can do that, the better the player they're going to be. If you can only do a certain amount of things, then defenses figure that out after a few games and can take you out of it. The more you can do, the more touches you're going to have.
Jaquan's, I guess he's, correct me if I'm wrong, but he seems like he's always had that ability to be versatile. But for the guys that maybe were more pure receivers and weren't moving all over the field and in and out of the slot, do you emphasize learning all of the positions because your offense utilizes so many guys in different ways?
Yeah, we teach in concepts, a lot of same-as approach, so I can move certain guys around. But, obviously body types will dictate where you play. With Jaquan, he's such a good returner. He's good with the ball in his hands, so I can move him around a lot more and ask him to do a lot more things. than maybe a Deuce or someone, a bigger stature, Tariq Presley. But they can do certain things that Jaquan can't. So it's my job to find what these guys are good at and put them in one-on-one situations and let them go attack it. And at the end of the day, that's all a coach can do. Get your best players on their worst player in a one-on-one situation, and we got to teach them how to beat that one-on-one. And I think that's what we're doing right now. And just as much as anything for me is just figuring out what these guys can do because I didn't have spring with them, and then just start more from the offense around their abilities and work on what they struggle with so we can build and get better throughout the year.
How much does Tajay give you that advantage matchup, like that catch he had in the end zone?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think everybody in the whole stadium was holding their breath right there. It was great. He came down, his leg didn't fall off. So, that's just a confidence booster for him. But, Tajay brings so much more than just a football player. His demeanor and the way he loves to practice just infects everybody on our offense, and just great seeing him for himself and his confidence running around out there making a great play like that and being able to bounce back up and do another one.
You've always featured the tight end in your offense. You've coached it most of your
Right.
places. What are your thoughts on Tyreek James? And you've got a lot of guys.
Yeah, they're struggling right now. I do ask them to do a whole lot. But Coach Nagel's an outstanding coach, and he's been able to really take a lot off of me with that position. These were so play specific. Other than the quarterback, the tight end's the hardest position. Probably maybe even harder than the quarterback. But we also asked them to do a lot too. So they're getting in better shape, and it's a struggle for them. But I think all four of them complement each other well. They all can do different things, but it's a pretty solid group. But they got to keep coming on, and they see what the impact they could have in this offense and for themselves. So it's kind of a neat group to seeing them grow throughout.
Anything else for Coach Long?
Thank you.
Good guys.
Appreciate it.